just arrived in Japan. I'm only slept for 3 hours. It's raining a bit. And let's see how this country is. 3 days here as well. I'm pretty excited, but one day Osaka, Kyoto, Tokyo, and I'll just see based on how it goes where I want to spend where and for how long. So just left the airport. Immigration was a very long line and managed to get my transport card, and now we're taking the train. So the cool thing about this airport is that it's made on a man-made island, which was the first airport to be made in such a way, and is one of the only few airports, even as of now, to be made in this way. And a fun fact is that the island is actually sinking slowly. Short train ride later, and now in the center of Osaka city. And I think it's just been an hour since I've left the airport, and I'm just in love with how orderly everything is, which makes it look quite odd as well at times, because it's like I've personally never seen things to be in such order before. Everything is like super systematic, and yeah, I mean, kind of like mind blown. Now, while I'm in Osaka, the first objective is to find something to eat, and yes, basically I'm just finding a grocery store. I'll get some snacks and stuff, and I'm just super hungry from last night and also really tired. That's why I've also messaged my accommodation, the earliest time I can check in, and as soon as I get a response from there, I'll make my way to Kyoto, which is just a 20 or 30 minute train ride from here. So we're heading to 7-Eleven, and a cool fun fact is, the reason we have heard this name before, this is the world's largest convenience store chain. It is worldwide. Even though it started off from the US, it currently has the most number of stores in Japan. And this was also the store which the first ever store to introduce self-serve. My objective now is to find something reasonably priced to eat. And yeah, I think, and also having a currency converter on my phone so I don't overspend a lot, and hopefully I'll find something good.
レシートをお受け取りください。お取り忘れにご注意ください。
Is there a place to bin? Thank you. So after getting my breakfast and hanging around the city center, I got the message that I can check into my Airbnb whenever I want. So just took the first train available, and is on my way to Yokohama. Another thing about getting the train was that there was literally no waiting time, and then even though these are like cities, like yes, they are major cities, but you would expect like trains to come every like 10-20 minutes between major points, but they're actually like every couple of minutes there's a train, which is something really mind-blowing again.
This is yellow.
Yes, perfect. And slippers outside, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay.
So your towels and AC controller and yeah, everything in the store.
Yes. Perfect.
So this is your room key,
Thank you.
and they have something question for your room or hostel.
I think everything is good.
Okay.
If I have a question, I can just drop a message.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Okay.
All done and set up in the Airbnb. This is my bed, and this is my bag, and that's pretty much it from the room. Pretty nice place, very cozy. I had a short nap, and now I am going to head out and explore this. So as I said, I didn't come in here with a full proper itinerary and a plan. I just booked the flights in here, and then I'm just like going by the ear. So I literally just searched up I actually asked ChatGPT where should I go in Kyoto, and this was one of the places, which is a bamboo park, bamboo forest actually. And yeah, I mean, it sounded cool enough to take a 20-minute commute to visit this, and yeah. On the bamboo path, and there's absolutely no one here. The whole area is just deserted and empty, but it's a very different sight because of the bamboos. It's also very hot. I think I'll probably head back, and this is a very unique experience because I've never seen bamboos in my life before, so very serene. Yes, let's go back to the city. So short train ride back into the city center, and just right next to the district within the city center, they have the Osaka Shrine. This is over 1,300 years old, and this Shinto shrine basically was founded in the year 650, and this is the first ever Shinto shrine I'll be visiting, and from the outside looks pretty cool. Let's see what we have on the inside. And the cool thing is that the sun is setting and the view looks so unique, setting on the city. And yeah, I mean, I'm just probably gonna stay here for a bit and just enjoy this view. So this is the city center I mentioned earlier, and this is mainly a shopping and dining district, like as you'd find in a lot of metropolitan cities. But one thing I really like about Kyoto is the blend it has with its cultural sites and this modern commercial district. Because normally, you tend to find that the cultural sites tend to be very far off from like metropolitan centers. And yeah, I mean, the easy access within Kyoto is something quite unique, which I'm really liking. So yep, that's pretty much about it when it comes to exploring the city. And now I head back to my Airbnb and head to sleep, because I'm surviving today on just one coffee, 3 hours of sleep, and a 30-minute nap. So yes, and it has also gotten quite dark. It's about 10 o'clock, and tomorrow we wake up early morning so I can make the most of Kyoto. So second day up here in Japan, and I actually ended up oversleeping. It's 9 a.m. I wanted to leave at 7 just to, like explore a bit more places in Kyoto, but unfortunately that wouldn't happen. I would still head out now into the city, but first I'll need to check out. Everything is pretty much wrapped up, and honestly the bed was so comfortable sleeping on the ground. This was the room, and I really enjoyed it. So the first stop for today is the Toji Temple. This is on the southwest of Kyoto and is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, because this is actually one of the two main temples when the new capital was established. So when Kyoto became a capital, this was one of the main guardian temples they had to protect this new capital essentially. And I think it was established around 800 AD. That's when the new capital was essentially established as well. And around the 9th century was when it became more of a head temple within like the Shingon Buddhism, and still serves as a very important center for the sect. But yeah, the main architectural highlights up here are this main hall which you see up here. This was built in the 18th century though, and at the back what we see is the thing they call a pagoda. This is actually 55 meters tall, and it also makes it the tallest wooden pagoda in Japan. And yeah, I mean, as of now, it's actually the main symbol of Kyoto when we would see images as well. So short train ride, and now I'm in the last place of interest in Kyoto, and this is also one of the most iconic places in Kyoto, the Fushimi Inari Taisha. I'm really sorry if my pronunciation for this one's wrong, but basically, yeah, I mean, we can basically look at why this is so iconic. It's also a super massive place, and yeah, I think probably for the next like couple of hours I'm gonna be here. In terms of this place's history, this was also founded around the 700 AD, and so yeah, I think linking back to the 8th century, this is one of the oldest and most significant Shinto shrines. And essentially, this whole place ends up, it's like a big mountain, and then they have a lot of let's say shrines, as you can see from the map, all across the mountain. And yeah, I think my main objective would be to reach the top, but it is quite hot, so let's see how the day goes. These are the Thousand Torii gates, and they basically line up all the trails on this mountain. And yeah, I mean, the cool thing is with each one of these gates lining up makes a really stunning pattern, and especially with the sun falling through makes it even more cool. And basically, these gates take us through the inner sanctuaries and the top, which apparently takes us about 2 to 3 hours to reach the summit. So yeah, I mean, pretty long journey, but let's see how it goes. Hopefully the crowds will be lesser as we reach higher. I was actually very out of breath to speak while climbing up to the top just because it was really hot and I was also out of water. And on the way down, I've actually discovered an offbeat path. So yeah, I mean, I'm just curious where this leads us to. And yeah, let's see. Oh, it's actually so humid. And I'm not wearing full sleeves, so I'm just worried about some insect bites. But Inshallah that won't happen. Oh. Oh, it's open. So apparently there's an exit, but it's closed. So I have to head back to the place where I originally came from. They tried to open the door for me, but yeah, I mean he couldn't open it as well. So yeah, I think I'll have to make my way down again from this track, and yeah, and then head back to the train station and get the train to Tokyo. So made my way up onto the central station and got my tickets, which is about £70. I mean, honestly it does sound pricey, and I think it is more expensive than certain flights I'm even taking for this trip. But honestly very reasonable, considering that it's a city which is almost 500 kilometers away, and the trains are on time and are so frequent. Like every 2 or 3 minutes you're finding trains. Like coming in from any other metropolitan city, if you had trains between 2 cities every 30 minutes or so, that would be termed as frequent. And to have trains a couple of minutes apart from each other, that's, yeah, I mean, unbelievable. So yeah, I think I'm just watching a few trains fly past, and then yeah, I think I'll just decide to take a train. So yeah, that's Kyoto done, and now Tokyo is in 3 hours. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited to go to Tokyo because, again,